Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's Matt from Tech Horizon, and today we're going to do a quick unboxing video of the Dualshock 4 controller in its blue camouflage color. Now, there are other colors available, red camouflage and the original camouflage colors that were released last year. They're still on sale right now at GameStop for $38.99. You can also pick them up at other retailers if you'd like. They've also released the new metallic colors like the rose gold. I believe there's like a purple and a brand new blue metallic color. I was going to go for the blue. Actually, it's called blue titanium. I was going to go for that color, but honestly, it's not really my type of color. But anyways, let's dive in here. All right, so we have the controller out of the packaging, and what you can see here is it's really smooth in the front. It feels really good in the hands. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, it's really smooth. If you're comparing it to like the metallic or the regular PS4 controller, those have a much more smoother feeling, where this one kind of feels like it's been painted. And it does feel really nice. So this is the standard DualShock 4 controller, nothing fancy. It is the second iteration of it, so you can see the light bar from above. This one doesn't have any juice, which is strange. Usually they do have a little bit of battery life when you purchase them. So I'm going to have to charge this guy up and in order to start playing. But other than that, though, that's pretty much the controller itself. Again, it's a really nice color. They have this in red and the regular camouflage. Now, Sony had just released some new controllers, I believe rose gold and like a purple metallic, and one that's called blue titanium. I kind of skipped on those because they're kind of flashy. I'm not going to say they're feminine, but I just wasn't really a fan of the blue titanium. In my opinion, it looks nice and all, but it kind of just looks like the regular silver controller, just with a, like a light blue color or a light purple and whatnot. The rose gold does look pretty good if you are into that type of color, for females and whoever enjoys that color. The rose gold is probably the one to go with. Again, these still are retailing for $38.99 at GameStop and other retailers. And if you do have a busted PS4 controller that you want to trade in at GameStop and you're a Pro Rewards member, you can actually get up to $30 for that controller. So that's what I did. The controller I traded in was a silver metallic, and it had an issue where you couldn't sprint. So like you would sprint and then it stopped. You'd sprint and it kept stopping. So I traded that controller in. They didn't notice that it was broken. I didn't mention anything to the employee, and they gave me $30 for it. So I basically came out the door spending $10 on this guy. So if you guys do have a controller and you are a Pro Rewards member, you may only get $20 for it, but most likely I believe you'll get $30. So you'll end up only spending $10 after tax and whatnot. So what I have here also is the new Google Stadia. I've been playing it since the release date. I pre-ordered it back in June, so I do have the Founders Edition. And so far, it's been really great. I do play a lot of Destiny 2 on the PlayStation 4, but I actually stopped playing it on the PlayStation 4 because Stadia has the whole collection, including all the new DLC. And of course, the game runs at 60 frames per second on the Stadia. And as for the controllers, I just wanted to do a quick comparison. Now, the Stadia controller has Type-C, which is the newer charging ports that a lot of new devices are using nowadays. It has L1, L2, R1, R2, and it does feel pretty similar to Sony's DualShock 4 in terms of the thumbsticks, layout, and the triggers. And it kind of feels like they mashed up the Nintendo Pro controller and the DualShock 4. But if you've used the Nintendo Switch Pro controller, you're probably going to be pretty familiar with this controller. What happened to me is I kept thinking that B was A and B was, and A was B when I was playing. So like that kind of threw me off because I'm used to the Switch Pro controller. But after playing for a little while, you get used to it. And you have the Google Voice Assistant button, which isn't active right now, but it will be in the future, where you can say, hey, Google, give me, a guide or a walkthrough. And it'll look up what game you're playing and kind of give you some help, depending on what place you are in the game. So that feature isn't available yet, but you have the capture button, the start button, and the options key. So here's a little quick comparison of what the Stadia controller looks like. And again, this is the Founders Edition, so it has like that kind of midnight blue color. It's pretty nice. I'm not crazy about the orange, but I kind of wish Google kind of went with like a Google schemed controller, like having the red, white, green, yellow colors. You know what I mean? That would be pretty nice. But yeah, that's a quick comparison of the two. The Stadia controller is slightly bigger than the DualShock 4, but not as big as the Xbox controller. So side by side, they're almost pretty much the same, but the Stadia has like a wider body to it, but on the back it's slimmer. It's slimmer on the sides, and on the back it seems pretty much the same size as the Dualshock, maybe slightly bigger. The Stadia controller does offer a microphone and a headphone jack on the back. So I don't believe the microphone works currently because it doesn't have the Google Assistant. But I tried the headphone jack with some stereo headphones and it sounded pretty good. So other than that, I hope you guys enjoy the video. Again, hopefully you are still Black Friday shopping. And again, take my advice and trade in that old crappy PS4 controller for a new model. And thanks again so much for watching. Please like and subscribe to the video for more content. Have a good holiday. Take it easy.